Recently, I've been watching the different English language versions of Last One Laughing after really enjoying the UK version. I've gone and watched the Irish version, I watched the Canadian version, and next up for today is the Australian version. Um, I've really enjoyed them so far. They've been so funny, and it's been really interesting to see how they differ, but also how similar they are. Um, I've only watched the English language versions because, although I'd love to watch the other international versions, I think one, it might be hard to track down clips, and two, hard to kind of, for me, understanding what's going on. Of course, there'll be subtitles, but one, on the clip there might not be. Um, but even if there were, there'd be that delay, and there'd be that sort of distance between that getting the joke at first, and also hard to also make sure the audience you watching would also understand as well, and again that the joke would fit and work directly. So, although I would love to do the more international versions, I know the Mexican version has like or Spanish version. I can't remember which one. There's like seven series or season. There's the German version, which apparently is really good. So I'd love to watch those, but I think maybe a private thing for me since one, it'll just take ages for this channel as well to go through all the different versions because there's that many, and it would also be unfair on the other versions what have like seven series compared to one series. You know, what I mean, it's not really gonna match up very well. So I'd love to watch them eventually, but right now it's just the English language versions. Um, Now this one, admittedly, there's not many clips of it, so I'll tell you right here, there's only like three I will be watching, so it's not as well balanced as the others, I will say, which is a shame, but that's just the available clips. I am watching them privately as well on Amazon, which is where they are. I just finished a Canadian version, which I loved. So I am doing that as well eventually, but for these videos, I look at clips. So heads up, if this might be a very short one, um, but then again, that might be quicker and better for audience retention, um, and just might be more enjoyable. So yeah, bit of a shorter one here, and unfortunately, probably not as balanced, probably not as fair as a thing. But I thought I don't want to leave out it is the first English language version, I believe. So, be a shame to miss out. Um, Rebel Wilson is the host, which I think is fantastic. I think she's hilarious. I love her. Um, Again, just continuing the marquee hosts, which have been on all the series. Perfect that you get Rebel Wilson. Comedian wise, it's another one of these cases where I thought, like last week with the Canadian version, or last time with the Canadian version, um, okay, who could be on it? And I just popped into my head randomly out of everyone because, you know, the chances of it being that person are slim because, of course, there's that many. There's only 10 slots and that many comedians of that nationality or where they're from. And I thought Dave Foley, and he happened to be on it. Um, and it's Sam Simmons. I thought I forgot what his second name was, but I thought I've seen him in the UK on a few comedy bits, like 8 out of 10 cats. I might have seen a comedy special of his as well, and I think he's hilarious. Just so bizarre, uh, funny, um, kind of out there. He also reminds me of the one of the characters from Monster University. Um, but yeah, I thought I wonder if he's going to be on it, and it turns out he is. So that's just crazy. But anyway, without further ado, not to bog it down, um, here I will be watching Last One Laughing Australia. Find out what's the funniest clip by the end out of the three, um, and find out is Last One Laughing Australia just as funny as Last One Laughing UK. Let's react. and it's Sam Simmons. I forgot what his second name was, but I thought I've seen him in the UK on a few comedy bits, like 8 out of 10 Cats. I might have seen a comedy special of his as well, and I think he's hilarious. Just so bizarre, uh, funny, um, kind of out there. He also reminds me of the one of the characters from Monster University. Um,
Ow.
what was I? Not sure what I think about the set. I know, obviously, they've been there a while. So I was gonna say it looks a bit messy, but yeah, I've been there a while, so of course, that's just for usage. But I don't know, it just looks a bit cluttered, doesn't it? It kind of reminds me of the Traitors a bit, actually. Posh manor house or whatever. I don't know. I'm used to the other sets, so I don't know. It just looks a bit cramped and a bit busy. I don't know. Also, I don't recognise any of the others, which makes sense, apart from Sam. But yeah, oh, but it just seemed just as crazy, and that's what I like about it. Even the people who you don't know, you come to know and come to like on the show because you see them in different scenarios. You see them through all the different clips, and you're like, okay, you grow to like them for what they are. Especially even the Canadian version, I didn't know everyone, and I come to like a lot of them. Well, everyone really. Same with the Irish version, so probably be the same with this.
Don't. I'm sorry. Don't.
Oh my god, Nazeem.
Did you actually do that? There's
That weird bit where it is like so silly and stupid, but also intense. I don't really like destruction, so seeing something being ripped up is a bit gets the empathy in you. I don't know, it's a weird thing, but especially because she's playing it really intensely, very real, as if she's just witnessed her partner being attacked and killed in front of her. Oh, also, before they even did that version, we have Jimmy Carr right here, kind of preempting the UK version. Okay. I'll see Sam naked.
fuck. Sam's come
Sam's getting
out.
his kid off.
He's got a loofah, and it looks like Fanta.
Oh god, what are we to witness here?
Oh, God.
Oh my god. Sam does crack me up in that outfit.
I mean, for his comedy act, you already do, but I've seen a lot more of Sam in just 3 clips than I thought I would. Oh my lord. Hold on. There we are. That was very good. Like I said, not much, more concise, but who knows, that could be more enjoyable. What it does provide for me is a nice little trailer, I think, for the show, in a way, of, okay, I'm going to look forward to seeing this. Because you can just see the craziness, how out there it is. The people in those short bits come to be real likable for me. What I've seen, they seem to have good chemistry. They seem to be really funny people and really silly and out there and good chemistry. From what I saw there, like Frank, he seems very funny. Sam, of course, I already knew and think he's mental and crazy. I can't remember the woman's name, but with the inflatable dinosaur, she was funny though. She was quite prominent. You see very clearly the people who are prominent, even here through 3 clips. The other ones, a few clips, you see who are the prominent people, and who did the most and who never switched off really. Whilst here, even in 3 clips, you can see who they were, or at least the people who got highlighted. But very funny, Very funny, very silly. Similar to, of course, the other Last One Laughings, but also it does feel quite distinct in just that the focus on the humour is more on zaniness than saying crazy stuff and doing big performative stuff or whatever. It's a lot more, zappy. But very enjoyable, very fun. Favorite clip out of all those has to be that last one with the home and away. Of course, I do find Sam really funny, and you can just see a lot of chemistry with that clip and a lot of energy, a lot of kind of bouncing off each other. And that's my favourite part of the whole shows, really, is just how well they come to connect. And you just have this big room of comedians just going at each other, and it's just really fun to see. And I think that clip very much kind of epitomised that. Is it as funny as the UK version or the other versions in that case? Again, it feels like an unfair test because it's, of course, only 3 clips, but just from memory and what I remember and what stands out to me, not as funny as UK version because, again, gold standard so far. Bit of unfair test, like I said, but also the UK version is just top tier for me so far, and it's going to be hard for that to get topped, I think, anyway. But I will say it's better than the Irish version. I will say I took a particular liking to this more so than the Irish version. Not say like I hated the Irish version, because I also said the Canadian version was better than the Irish version, and of course the UK version was. Which indicates makes it look like I really didn't like the Irish version, but I did actually quite enjoy it. But just, I don't know, I just like the people more in this, and I like the energy more of this. Not as funny as the Canadian version. This one, I really like the Canadian version. So far, that's my second favourite because of the moments in that and the people in there and the chemistry between those people and the set and everything, the production, everything in that, for me, was a close second to the UK. So not as funny as the Canadian version, not as funny as the UK version, but funnier than the Irish version. So if there's a tier of that, that's where this one fits in. But anyway, if you haven't seen those, go and watch those. I've got a playlist including them, so you could watch the UK reaction, the Irish reaction, Canadian reaction. If you want to just watch one video, watch the Canadian version. That's the last one. But thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Next time please like and subscribe because upcoming will be the last reaction to Last One Laughings. It will be the Last One Laughing South Africa. I'll react to that one and see where does that fit in the pecking order of English language Last One Laughings. So subscribe for that, please. But if you could drop a like on this and drop a comment. Is there funny moments I should look out for when I watch it properly on Amazon? Who's your favorite in the cast? And where do the versions fit for you? A few questions you could answer if you like. But anyway, cheers very much. See you in the next one.